Welcome back to San Luis Obispo Buddhist Church YouTube channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. And leave a comment so we can improve ourselves. And we know what you're thinking. And you help to spread the Buddha Dharma. And if you would, please put your palms together for a meditation reading. Drop by drop is the water pot filled. Likewise, the person gathering it little by little fill themselves with good words of the Buddha. If you would please join me in Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda. When I climb the steps to enter the temple, my thoughts are jumbled and it's all over the place, chaotic, and they're all over the place. And I'm thinking about my Dharma message of the day. Yet, when I follow those first 7 steps, I am following in the steps of Prince Siddhartha when he was born. Prince Siddhartha would later attain enlightenment and be given the name Shakyamuni Buddha. And these 7 steps are part of my true self. The 8th step reminds me of the Eightfold Path. But when I enter the doors of the temple, I lose all my blind passions of anger, greed, and ignorance. And I enter a realm of serenity, peace, support, encouragement. I even gain a bit of strength. And of course, I find serenity. And the that 8th step reminds me of those steps that will help me to be my true self. And these 8 steps are basically right view, right thought, right speech, right conduct, right livelihood, right energy, which is that energy that promotes the overcoming of our ignorance or lack of wisdom, and those destructive desires we have inside of us. Then there's that right mindfulness, to think and to really think what the roots of our thoughts are. And then there's the right meditation. And that is to study the Buddha's teachings and practice them. Not just for that moment, or not just for that day when we come to temple, but every day. And we do it the best of our abilities. We can't remember them all, but they're there. And the 7 steps I take are realms of hell that I live through each and every day, every moment. I live through the realm of hungry ghost, which is my greed, always wanting, always desiring, And what happens when I don't get it? I go into the fighting demon realm, which is my anger. I want it and I want it now. Anger comes in there. Then I get into the animal realm, which is my ignorance. Duh, instead of thinking, do I really need it? Why am I getting angry over petty things? Ignorance, that lack of wisdom, lack of thinking. Then I get into the human realm and I ask myself, what does it mean to be human? And of course, there's that heavenly realm. That's that state of euphoria when our greed is satisfied, when our anger is subdued, or when our ignorance is filled with just a bit of knowledge. It's that euphoria, but eventually that euphoria fades. Then I hit the realm of hell, of suffering, loss, personal conflicts. And you know, these realms are something we live through. But that's where the Eightfold Path comes in. Remembering right view, right thought, right speech, right conduct, livelihood, the energy I put into something, and my mindfulness and my meditation, my concentration on the teachings helps to ease that. When I take that seventh step is my aha moment. Or maybe it's my uh-oh moment. But generally it is our aha moment, because hopefully we take with us just a minute amount of wisdom when we leave. And you know, it's only human nature to live through these realms, these 6 realms of hell. But isn't it amazing when we take that 7th step and we have that moment where we go, I get it now. I understand. But then, it's gone. But you know, when we take the 7 steps, we begin to really utilize our 5 senses. And most importantly, we get to learn to use that 6th sense. That 6th sense of thinking and really truly hearing ourselves. And being able to really give thought of who we truly are. But then we descend the steps back to the chaotic world that we left. But that's okay, because hopefully we are carrying a bit of wisdom with us. And that teaching continues, and we continue to hear that teaching. Maybe what we give thought to and we recognize what we give our thoughts to, we can be more kind, more gentle, more protective, maybe even more thoughtful, more careful, of how we communicate with each other. And maybe more generous in doing things for other people. But it's only Namu Amida Butsu, our Nembutsu, that we know that is a constant with us. We may not remember the 6 realms, and we may forget sometimes about the Eightfold Path, but it's always Namu Amida Butsu for us. In gratitude, thankfulness, and appreciation for the words that once we think of it, think of our Nembutsu, those words come back to us. And that thinking process begins again for us. When we're not in temple, we can still have the teachings, and we can still think of the teachings. And that is through Namu Amida Butsu, our Nembutsu. If you would please join me in Gassho. Namu Amida Butsu, Namu Amida Butsu, Namu Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. Thank you for listening to our channel today.